Viewfinity Privilege Management allows administrators to transition to a least privileged environment by pre-discovering applications requiring Elevate permissions. Let's take a look how this works. The first step in pre-discovery is creating a Viewfinity policy which will allow policy automation to collect administrative actions silently. Let's take a look at one of the examples I've already created. I'm going to simply edit this policy. You can see I've given a name of policy automation for administrators. It's going to be an Elevate privilege automation. Clicking next, I'm applying this against all computers. And once again, this is going to be a collect policy automation event. In this case, I've chosen to collect all administrative privileges. In this case, we're looking at application launches, ActiveX installation attempts. Installation attempts, in this case, will be MSI, script runs, and administrative tasks. And I'm only collecting events for the local administrator. Clicking next, I want to make this silent so we're not going to pop up any notification when this local administrator is doing any of his actions. I'm also going to write these events into the local application log. I'm going to activate this policy now. Now that policy automation is configured, let's take a look at the Viewfinity console to find out what events people are doing on a day-to-day basis that require administrative rights in your environment. We can see in my example that my test user, still having local administrative rights, has installed WinRAR. To find out more information about this process, I'm going to simply click on the information button, and we can see that it was my test user. He's run this one time, and he's run the application right from his desktop. Let's generate a Viewfinity policy based on this event. To do this, let's click on Approve and click Yes, we'd like to create a policy based on this event. It's going to pull up the same policy wizard that we've seen before, except now this information is pre-filled out for us. Clicking Next, by default, policy automation events point back to the computer and user requested it. We're going to make this a little more broad. Say anywhere my test user logs in, he can get this policy. This could be a run application with administrative permissions. By default, we're going to check some of the file, or we can go ahead and use these other conditions as well. Clicking Next, I'm going to elevate child process because this is an installer. Clicking Next, I'm going to write into the application log when the person uses this policy. I'm going to activate this policy now. So once we removed administrative rights, we already have a policy to allow this user to install WinRAR anywhere within your environment. The local admin rights usage statistics graph is available from the Viewfinity console under the dashboard. This graph helps us understand when we're ready to transition to a least privileged environment. Red events indicate a unique event that's occurred for the first time today, whereas a green event is a recurring event the agent has already discovered. On the left-hand side, we can see a high percentage of events are red, so new events are always coming in right now, and we don't really understand the environment yet. As we move over to the right-hand side, we can see more and more green events are occurring. These are the events that the agent already knows about, and we have less and less red events. On that far right-hand side, now we can see about 90% of the events are green. This way we know that we've gathered all the information we need in order to transition to that least privileged environment.